I'm Nur Fatin binti Mohammed from Faculty of Information Management. Today I would like to share with all of you the things about video game addictions. I will explain more about what is video game addictions, the warning sign of video game addictions, the effect of video game addictions, and lastly the 10 top most addictive video games. Actually, what is a video game addiction? Video game addiction is described as an impulse control disorder which does not involve use of an intoxicating drug and is very similar to pathological gambling. Video game addiction has also been referred to as a video game overuse, pathological or compulsive or excessive use of computer games or video games. For most young people, playing game on computer, video console or handheld device is just a regular part of the day. Most are able to juggle the multiple demands of schools, sports, works, or course and family life. Gaming become an addiction when it starts to interfere with a person's relationships and or they start to pursue of other goals such as good grades or being a contributing member of a sport team. Next, the warning sign of video game addiction. First, preoccupation with the game. Second, use of the game in increasing amount of time in order to achieve satisfactions. Third, repeated unsuccessful efforts to control, cut back or stop game use. Fourth, feelings of restlessness, moodiness, depression or irritability. Next also is gaming is longer than originally intended. It also jeopardizes or risks loss of significant relationship, job, educational or career opportunities. Lastly, it lies to family member, friends or others to conceal involvement with the game. Lesson about is escape from problem or to describe it. There are also have effects of video game addictions. Gaming addictions result in personal, family, academic and occupational problems are characteristics of other addictions. They spend more time, spend less time with real people in their lives and are often viewed as socially awkward. The amount of time spent on play which result in distrust and the disturbance. Some individuals may create online personas or avatars where he or she are able to alter his or her identities and pretend to be someone else. Their attempt to quit can be anger, depression, fantasies about the game, mood swing, anxiety, sadness, loneliness, and boredom. Additionally, gaming can become very costly. And lastly, I will come out with one video that show all the top 10 most addictive video game. Thank you for watching this video and bye.
When the idea of Angry Birds was first pitched, you can imagine it not going down too well with all those who heard it. Basically, you have a load of flightless birds, and you use a slingshot to launch them at some structures which are surrounded by pigs, which, obviously have to be destroyed because reasons.
But as so often is the case, the simplest ideas are the best.
The puzzle elements, cute characters, and it being a freemium game meant that Angry Birds went on to achieve over 2 billion downloads across all platforms. No matter how frustrating a level is, there's always that urge to keep at it until every pig has been popped. The popularity of the game has even resulted in an Angry Birds movie being made, proving that it is possible to make a feature film out of literally any subject. Valve's free-to-play Defense of the Ancients 2, or Dota 2 for short, is the first multiplayer online battle arena game on this list. MOBAs are addictive. Very addictive. And Dota 2 is one of the best examples of this type of addiction-inducing gameplay design that you'll find. Never will just one round prove to be enough. You'll start playing Dota one evening, and before you even realize it, the sun will be rising the next day. Such is its ability to steal time from you. It may be considered to have a steep learning curve, but part of the addiction comes from wanting to learn how to play the game properly. When mastered, Dota 2's depth and balance will keep you playing for hours and hours on end. No series nails the addictive, hack and slash, loot 'em up formula the way the Diablo games do. There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of finding that elusive piece of loot that you've been after for hours on end. Not to mention the joy of leveling your character, the rewarding feeling of getting a build just right, and the urge to complete the games on ever-increasing difficulty settings. The Diablo series arguably reached its peak with Diablo 3: Reaper of Souls. Not only one of the most addictive games of all time, but also one of the best RPGs ever made. Highly recommended to anyone who's never played it. It's not surprising that what is reportedly the most played game in the world right now, with 27 million people logging on daily, is also one of the most addictive. Multiplayer online battle arena game League of Legends has become a global phenomenon in recent times, with those who play it finding that once you start to understand the game's many nuances, being able to step away from the keyboard becomes more and more difficult. With over 1 billion hours of worldwide play every month, the game's addiction level is astronomically high. With so many prize money competitions, streaming channels, and YouTube videos devoted to League of Legends, expect nicotine-style anti-addiction patches soon to be made available in order to wean players away from this game. Despite being released over 30 years ago, Soviet puzzle game Tetris is still regarded as one of the most simple yet addictive games ever made, such as the pleasure received from lining up and removing those geometric shapes. The game has actually been used in experiments to treat post-traumatic stress disorder, proving that not all highly addictive games are detrimental to society. Thanks to its graphical simplicity, Tetris was once a staple of mobile phone games of years past, along with the other addictive favorite, Snake. There was a time before smartphones when these games were the height of entertainment on those old monochrome screens. Tetris, we salute you and your incredibly addictive nature. The sandbox construction game Minecraft appeals to our deep-seated desire to build things, much in the same way that Lego does. Add that to the game's requirements to mine construction materials, and you have one of the most addictive games in recent years. A massive success across multiple platforms, Minecraft's universal appeal has taken up the time of young and old gamers alike. When playing, you'll find that you're rarely satisfied with that structure you've just built, wanting to add just one more floor, or maybe you'll decide to insert a moat around the whole thing, keep those pesky creepers away. Then there's the urge to mine for a few more diamonds, or perhaps go and check out some other players' work. All of a sudden, you realize you haven't eaten in 12 hours. The price of addiction. There's one reason why the Call of Duty series is not only some of the most addictive games ever made, but also some of the most played games of all time: the multiplayer mode. Call of Duty's single-player campaign, while better than a lot of first-person shooters, takes second place to the game's fantastic online multiplayer elements. Here, not only do you have the addictiveness of leveling, in a similar way MMOs appealed to people, but there's also the multitude of online game types that are available. No matter how often you die, you'll always want to have one more go. And even though you keep telling yourself this is the last team deathmatch I'll play tonight, you won't be able to stop yourself from starting another round. Such is the allure of Call of Duty. What's more addictive? A simple Facebook or mobile app where you align candy sprites, or crack cocaine? Probably about the same if you consider the effect that Candy Crush Saga has had on the world since its release 3 years ago. The game is one of the best examples of addictive design you'll find. From the use of food, which we have a positive association with, the same way fruit machines do, to its gradual increase in difficulty, meaning the bursts of dopamine we experience while playing the game become rarer and thus more craved after. Some people find that they have such an uncontrollable need to play Candy Crush that professional help is required. Seriously. In some cases, the game has completely taken over lives and, due to its microtransactions, has caused financial ruin, the price of having a game that's a bit too addictive. Massively multiplayer online games are designed with addiction in mind. It's what makes the players stick around and, as in the case of Warcraft, keeps those monthly subscription rates up, and none of them nail this addictive element as well as Blizzard's Behemoth. There's a reason this game has 7.5 million subscribers, even 10 years after its launch. Once you start on Warcraft, it's very hard to stop. Ever. Because of the fact that new gameplay elements become available the more your character levels up, the urge to continue playing is overwhelming. You'll always have that "I'll just grind a few more experience points" feeling when playing World of Warcraft, and it will never go away. Addiction rating? Highly dangerous. Just because a game takes a lot of hours to complete, it doesn't necessarily make it addictive. The Civilization series, however, has both these attributes in abundance. Very few games can capture that just one more go feeling like Civilization does. You'll have a constant need to see what the consequences of your actions are once your turn is over. Then, after your opponent finishes their go, you'll still not be able to turn the thing off despite promising yourself that you would. With its incredibly deep strategy, user mods, and infinite replay value, the Civilization series has been responsible for people's entire weekends going missing. Even the game's commercials play on the fact that they're so addictive, showing a group of players attending an Alcoholics Anonymous-style group therapy session while attempting to overcome their uncontrollable need to constantly play Civilization. One gamer who knows all too well about the game is a certain Reddit user who had been playing the same game of Civilization 2 for almost 10 years. Numbers 4 and 5 are generally regarded as the best entries in the series, and anyone who has never played them is recommended to give them a try, but be warned, your life may never be the same again.